Hey guys, Malcolm here from Majestic Skies. Today is August the 29th, 2019, and I'm just going to be updating you guys on Hurricane Dorian for today and the current situation of the storm, which is very likely to make landfall on the Florida coast in just a few days, most likely Monday morning. It's going to start to impact the Florida coast. So through the night, it tracked skimmed the edge of Puerto Rico as a tropical storm, and it has strengthened through the night and now is officially classified as a hurricane. I'm just going to show you guys the satellite loop there. So this is the track that Dorian did today, throughout the day. So you can see it's covered quite a bit of ground. If we go here, we can see the predicted track of Hurricane Dorian. Unfortunately, they are predicting this hurricane to strengthen as it gets closer to the Florida coast. There's quite a few reasons for that, mainly just the time of year. All the environmental conditions are very conducive to allowing this hurricane to grow even stronger. Right now it's about a Category 1, Category 2 hurricane, but they're expecting it to reach possibly even Category 4 intensities or above if we see it just continue to explode over the next few days. So really concerning. Here you can see the current wind speeds going on in Hurricane Dorian. Thankfully right now it is just tracking over open ocean. So no one's being currently kind of affected by the worst areas of the storm. However, these tracks do change quite a bit. So while this is the current track, it could end up making more of a hard left turn sooner, and then the Bahamas may get more of a direct hit. Right now it's still looking like the Bahamas are definitely in the path, especially Grand Bahama and this island over here. I'm actually not sure what this island's called. I think Great Abaco. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but as it is though, Florida is obviously what everyone's very concerned about. It is going to be hitting some pretty populated areas. Right now Miami is not in the center of the risk area, but certainly southern Florida could end up taking more of a direct hit if this track changes, which is very possible, because really anywhere from Jacksonville to Florida all the way down to Miami is very possible to take a direct hit from the eye wall. This is kind of the current track. So definitely concerning. Here if we go to the National Hurricane Center, we can see some more updates. I don't believe they've issued any evacuations yet, although that could certainly change. Or if we look at the wind speed probabilities, you can see there's almost 100% chance of a tropical storm force winds impacting somewhere in that circle I showed you guys. So definitely not good. If we go here to the arrival time of winds, I believe this is just when winds start. This isn't the peak winds, which will probably start a little bit later than this, but it gives you the gist of it basically. So starting on Sunday, it's going to start to basically impact the Florida coast, and then Monday it's going to be really doing some significant damage if it continues the current track. So yeah, that gives you the gist of it. I will show you a few other things why we're really concerned about this hurricane gaining intensity. Let me just change my view here to a slightly different position here to give you a better vantage point of the current track of this hurricane. So here you can see it churning. Obviously, if I turn on some other products here, some other product overlays, what I'm going to turn on here is just turn on the sea surface temperature, as well as the current lightning flashes within the storm. So here you can see the track of it, and this is the sea surface temperatures are very, very warm, and that warm sea surface temperature continues all the way to the Florida coast. So extremely warm sea surface temperatures, which is going to honestly continue to allow this hurricane to grow stronger and stronger as it gets closer to the coast. So definitely not a good situation. Hopefully this changes, but for right now it's definitely not looking good. The other thing is, the reason I turned on those lightning flashes is in the strongest hurricanes, you tend to see lightning in the eye wall of the storm, which we're starting to see already. You can see there's some lightning flashes right there, and hurricanes don't tend to have a lot of lightning within them. So anytime you see lightning, especially in the eye wall of a hurricane, it's definitely not a good sign. It means the storm is growing in intensity quite quickly. You can also see some outer bands of stronger thunderstorms. On top of the hurricane risk of severe winds to do with the eye wall and surrounding, structure of the hurricane, there are going to be embedded thunderstorms, which we're already seeing there, which could have even some tornado risk. It tends to be the northeast side of hurricanes in the central Atlantic that tend to produce tornadoes. So certainly there is going to be some tornado risk with this, especially water spouts with these kind of sea surface temperatures. Water spouts are extremely likely, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see some quite a few water spouts as this reaches the coast. So definitely quite a few hazards to consider. Obviously, the storm surge could be significant with this if it continues to grow. So severe flooding could be a risk, most definitely, especially if it reaches Category 4 intensities. There's no telling, how intense the storm surge is going to be. If this hits, during high tide, it could be very, very devastating. Even at low tide, it's going to do significant damage, in my opinion. But this is why Hurricane Dorian is being taken quite seriously right now. Like I said, it's just 2 or 3 days until it reaches the Florida coast, and Bahamas are going to be hit pretty significantly as well. I think I already showed you guys this, but just in case I didn't. So right now it's Category 2 hurricane, and then right away, starting on Friday, they're predicting it's going to reach major hurricane levels, Category 3 or 4 at least, and continue that intensity all the way to the east coast of Florida. So in my opinion, I think there will be some evacuations issued. So we might see a mass evacuation in preparation for this storm. And I do honestly think that's for the best with looking at this storm right now. We've had a pretty quiet season right now. Hasn't really been any significantly strong hurricanes in the Atlantic, but this one is looking like it could be one for the record books. So definitely something, everyone's watching closely. And I will probably update you guys in a day or two how the situation changes, because obviously this track could very well change significantly in the coming days as this hurricane gets closer to the coast. But for right now, that's your current update for August 29th, 2019.